So in the spirit of believing the best, one of the advantages of doing that is it helps you deal with those irritating little habits that every person has and that you can't hide in the context of marriage.
Or things that you think are really wrong with your spouse and they can't seem to understand.
Well, otherwise defined. And so what I mean by that is, you can look at it and go, oh man, she did it again. Oh man, she did it again. Oh man, she's really trying to stick it to me. Oh man, she's disrespecting me. Oh man, or you can go, okay, no, wait a minute. Who is this person? Is this really what she's after here? So I'm going to give you an example. And it's kind of a silly, sort of a fun example that I love. So I have a little spot on the floor at the end of our bed. We've got like this chest that is exactly the height, by the way, of the bone in my knee right here. Don't ask me how I know that. But next to it, at the end of our bed, there's this little spot. And so because I'm that guy, I put my shoes out and I put my socks out and I have my clothes out and I get everything ready for the next day.
I mentioned type A at a different, on a different.
Yeah, exactly. So that's me. So I'm ready for the morning. I've got everything dialed in perfectly and whatever. She has all the rest of the floor, in my opinion. So I've got 4 pairs of shoes, and we don't need to get into her number of pair of shoes, sheer volume. But what happens is, yeah, there's an armoire there, and it's kind of a natural place to change. And so she'll come and kick her sandals off in my spot, and then she'll change, and then her whatever she's changed into doesn't match these sandals, and so she'll get some other shoes, and then she'll go. And so day after day, I realized this pattern is happening. I had my space, I thought it was obvious, and now my space is being invaded by flip-flops on a regular basis. And so, first of all, I started moving the flip-flops, and then I'd just throw them in the direction of the closet. And then I said, listen, it's my little spot. I just asked for this much on the floor, and then there they were again. So then I took them and I put them on top of the armoire, actually on top of a box on top of the armoire where I knew that she couldn't get them without a step stool. And that seems to have solved the problem after the third or so go. But the point is, here's what I didn't do. I made it fun eventually. I thought it was pretty funny. I know you begged me to get them for you, and I made you get a chair at least once. But I realized that this woman is not being evil toward me. She's not trying to stick it to me. She's just, putting her stuff in my spot.
Distracted.
Yeah, she's distracted. She's in a hurry.
And maybe trying to stick it to him a little bit.
And maybe having fun at my expense. Trying to refine my personality.
Okay, but we can do that too as women. There could be things that we see are wrong. One of the things that used to sort of make me crazy about Tom was that he didn't care about the yard at all. And I really thought that this was the husband thing. The husband thing, he's supposed to take care of the yard, right?
Expectations.
It's an expectation, right? I always thought that it would be his job. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the yard, and I would nag. And I would say, hey, can we go out? Can we work in the yard? That's his least favorite thing to do. And then when he does go out, he takes the clippers and he takes bushes that are beautiful and he trims them down to about this high. So then it becomes something that I have to be out there with so that I can watch him to make sure that he doesn't do that. So this has been a very annoying thing for me in our early marriage, and I realized that I was becoming, as Proverbs says, the drippy faucet. And I realized that it was getting me nowhere, and it was causing us to have problems. It was causing resentment in my heart, which then is a problem between me and Jesus, and also between us. Again, believing the best and not looking at something as the end-all be-all, and working through it, and staying humble.
Yeah, biblical love, and that's what we're talking about. That's the example of marital love. Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Okay, well, he laid his life down for us, all right? So it is a sacrificial love, and sometimes it requires us to take a look at our own irritating habits and put our shoes somewhere else or something. Or go out in the yard and get it done. Do cut it down to the ground, then you'll have to do it once a year. But really, and sometimes it requires us to kind of go, it's flip-flops on the floor. It's really not that big a deal. The big deal is this. This is the big deal. Flip-flops on the floor, bra on the door, that even rhymes. That's not the big deal. You know, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let it pester you to death. Believe the best and
Definitely
realize.
don't dig the hole with it.
Don't dig the hole. Put the shovel down.